Good day, writers. We are looking at another sphere, this one of humiliation, Mark 9:22, and the humiliation comes with our own lack of faith and how pervasive that is, and Jesus seemingly incredulous at the idea that we have in terms of if. So that in our present day of computer technology, we are so used to clicking a mouse or pressing the enter button to execute a command. That's how we think God needs to respond to us. And if there is no response, then it means if. And Mr. Chambers is getting into the idea that God's time is not our time, and that we don't have a clue about the real nature of time. We think it's sequential, linear, 1 second after another. That's time. Mr. Chambers invites us into a portrait of our life in terms of recalling the instances of God's blessings and realizing how many times there was no if. God answered that prayer. And so the question of if is not valid. It's not something Jesus even wants us to consider. We don't have a clue about God's timing. We just think about the next moment, and we want that button pressed and a prayer answered. And if it's not, we think if. It was an if. But in reality, God can encapsulate an entire lifetime in God's timeline, and there will be no if. He will always have been there. And we just have not opened up our thinking and perhaps our hearts to the goodness of God, that He is always blessing us. And when we don't see the answer to a prayer, perhaps that prayer has been answered in God's time, and we just need to live it out. So don't be discouraged. On the contrary, rejoice. Yahweh Elohim, the creator of all things, the goodness of God is all about you. Till we write again, write on.